Let's talk about the Pacsafe Venturesafe EXP35. Now I am currently in the Philippines and I chose this backpack as my carry-on item. Now I also did travel with the Pacsafe Vibe 325 and I use this as my personal item. And I kind of felt like this combo maximized my size capacity. That personal item is about the maximum you can have for Starlux Airlines, and same with the dimensions of this, pretty much the maximum of what you can have for a carry-on with Starlux Airlines. Now I flew two airlines, Sun Country in the States and Starlux for international. Each airline is going to be a little different, but based on what I chose for airlines, this was a good size combination. So that brings me into why I chose this bag. Number one, like I said, size requirements, pretty much perfect. Number two, I just like the look of it. I feel like this style of backpack just has more of an everyday carry look, which makes you look maybe a little less like a tourist and more like I'm just threw my backpack on and I'm going to work or something, It gives you a little bit more of that blending in vibe as opposed to that guy's obviously a tourist. Now obviously I'm in an Asian country and I'm a white guy wandering around, so I kind of stand out no matter what. But I feel like those people that are, kind of backpacking around and they've got the 55, 60 liter Osprey on their back that's super bright colored, like that just screams tourist, right? Whereas this, I just think blends in a little bit more, and I tend to like the blending in vibe just a little bit more. And third, I kind of like all the pockets on here. I'm gonna get into pluses and minuses on all the pockets though in a little bit, but first let's talk about each pocket. So in the bottom there's a shoe compartment. I've watched quite a few review videos on this, and a lot of people that are doing reviews on this say, oh, I don't use the shoe compartment anyways. It doesn't even have to be there. Well, I like to keep my flip-flops in there and my dirty clothes. It kind of saves me from bringing a dirty clothes bag to keep my dirty clothes in, because I instantly get a built-in space to keep my dirty shoes and my dirty clothes. Now there is a downside to using this as your dirty clothes instead of using just a dirty clothes bag. If you plan on dropping your laundry off somewhere to have it done for you, a lot of places you'll drop off and pick it up the next day. If you don't have a separate bag to keep your clothes in, you don't have a separate bag to drop stuff off in. So, I brought laundry detergent and a clothesline, so I had planned on doing all my laundry in the hotel rooms anyways. So this compartment works pretty well. Now I have used laundry service at a few places that I've stayed, and sometimes they'll have a basket where you can just drop it off at the front desk in the basket. Where I'm staying right now does not. And so if I decide to have my laundry done here, I've kind of got nothing to bring it down to the front desk in or get it back in. So kind of a downside, but I do like having a separate compartment. Now this top pocket really is your only kind of like grab and go if you want to have easy access to candy bar, stick of beef jerky, and something like that. This is really your only option for a pocket. Now they did also make this the RFID pocket holder. So I do keep my backup wallet and a copy of my passport in there, which means since I do that, I keep a padlock on this zipper like 100% of the time. It's off now because I've been messing around with stuff in there and I'm in my hotel room, but I keep this one locked all the time, which makes it a little tougher to use as a grab and go pocket. Like I do have a candy bar in here that I don't know if you can tell, but is super melted and deformed. It's because I keep it always locked. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to dig in there and grab it out. I have used this pocket here just for extra. When I go to the ATM and I take out 10,000 pesos, I'll throw 9,000 pesos in here and keep it locked in my main backpack and throw the other 1,000 in my pocket. So it's nice to have a little pocket that can lock, and you keep your money and your wallet, your credit cards in a RFID safe pocket. But then at the same time, you're not grabbing those items all the time. And I keep my passport in my personal item. So would I rather have this as a grab and go, like grab my stick of beef jerky out of there, something to munch on, quick and easy in and out, or would I rather have it as a locked pocket where I keep all my important stuff? Personally, I'd probably rather keep all my important stuff in my big pocket where it's just harder to grab inside, and I can keep that locked if I want to, and then I'd keep this one unlocked. So that's one thing I'd change about the bag personally. Take the RFID out of here, throw it on the inside. Water bottle pockets are big. They easily fit 1 liter water bottles. There is a laptop sleeve in the back here, which also locks, and I did bring a full-size laptop. Now, most people probably will just travel with a tablet or something. I am traveling with a full-size laptop because I do own a business and I have to still work every once in a while when I'm out here. I gotta reply to emails, write up contracts, export PDFs. It's just easier to do all that on a laptop than a tablet. And then let's get into the big pocket. So it's not a top loader. This does flip open, but at the same time, you don't quite get the convenience of if you bought a backpack that opens up suitcase style and you have one side to put all your clothes in. I kind of do prefer that over this, because this is the first time I've had to travel with packing cubes. And I feel like with this style of bag, packing cubes are kind of necessary because everything just gets kind of stuffed in here, right? And then I've got, loose items, my glasses, a couple of bags, my travel bag. And then obviously you can kind of see on the inside, the more you use your shoe compartment, the more it eats up. I don't find that to be a negative because the more stuff you have in your dirty clothes pocket, the less clothes you have in your main compartment. So you just end up swapping. So not really an issue there. I do pack it kind of laid down like this, but as I start to get more and more stuff in there, I do start zipping it up and do a little bit more top loader style to fill out this top end. But if you put too much stuff here, it does put a lot of pressure on this pocket. So you got to be kind of careful just how much stuff you try to stuff into the absolute top of it. There is a little pocket here. I don't really use this pocket for much. I've just kind of been throwing in stuff I bought for people. Like I bought a little clutch for my mom. I bought a little bracelet for my brother. I did bring this little, kind of neck thing to put your passport in, slide your phone in. I thought if I went out at night or something and I didn't necessarily want to bring my 10-liter personal item for important stuff, I could just use this instead. But pretty much everything I brought clothes-wise has a lot of pockets and has zippered pockets. I kind of strategically picked my clothes that way. So I just really haven't needed them. Like the shorts I'm wearing right now have 2 cargo pockets, and I think my back pocket's button or zipper. So like my pockets are safe, I just haven't needed that. This interior pocket here is kind of handy, but this is the pocket where I personally would have liked to seen the RFID pocket. I keep my e-reader in here. It kind of like bulges out, so you're able to put quite a bit in there, but it does take away, like your packing cube doesn't lay flat on it if you put a lot of stuff in here, so you have to keep that in mind as well. But I do kind of throw like my chargers, my cords, my clothesline, just kind of all the little random doodads I kind of throw in there. But if you were to max out this, you'd have a hard time laying your packing cube flat because all of a sudden it'd be bulged out here. And this bag does it does kind of taper as it comes to the top. So if you fill this up and create a bulge, it's not going to, you're gonna wind up with a really like bulbous top. And yeah, that's kind of all the, kind of a rundown of the bag and what I think of each of the features. Now earlier, like I said, would I buy this bag again for this trip? I would say no. I would probably go with the Pacsafe Vibe 28 liter, which is actually a smaller bag. I'd be losing 7 liters of space. But the reason I would pick that bag over this bag, which I didn't actually realize until I started packing, is Starlux only gives you 15 pounds for your carry-on, 7 kilos, which isn't a whole lot of weight. So this bag on its own, I think is like 3.3 pounds. Don't quote me on that, check the website for an exact weight, but it's something like 3.3 pounds. So with the bag, putting my laptop in here, my laptop charger, and my flip-flops, I was already up to something like 7.8 pounds, and I only got 15 pounds total. So, while I like the bag and I like the style and I like the shoe compartment, I think just having all these different pockets and obviously just 7 more liters of storage, you know, if I would have went with the Vibe 28 liter, that bag weighs like a pound less. So I actually think with less space in the 28 liter, I could have packed more because I was running more into weight limitations than I was space limitations. When I actually fully packed this, I think, to be on the safe side, because I had a scale when I was traveling out, I packed with right around like 14, oh, I can't say 14. I packed with right around 14.1 pounds of stuff because I thought, you know, I might buy some sort of, you know, souvenir or something. I wanted to have a little bit of leeway. And so I packed with right around 14 pounds, and I'd been fine clothes-wise, but once I got everything packed, like, I'm a pretty good packer. I roll pack everything, so it's super tight. Like, this bag was pretty flat. I maybe had 10 liters of storage left in here that was just unused because the bag was just too big. So I think if I had the Vibe 28 liter, that extra pound could have given me probably another outfit. For sure more socks and underwear, which probably is what I wish I would have packed a little bit more of, was socks and underwear. I've been fine, like I haven't run short or anything, but they're obviously easy to wash in a sink, easy to dry. But if I don't wash clothes for a few days, those are what, you know, the guy starts to run out of. Especially in this heat, because like there's a lot of times where, you know, I'll wear a pair of underwear all day, right? And then I take a shower at night before I go to bed. Well, then I put on clean underwear, and a lot of times I wake up and I'm sweaty if the AC is not working. Put on new underwear the next day. So you run through underwear more than you do actual clothes because I just change them more frequently. So more underwear is one of the things I would have had an extra pound for, or souvenirs or something like that. So that's kind of the main reason, was this bag is just maybe a little too big for the weight requirements. And when I ordered this bag, I just wasn't thinking about the weight requirements, I was thinking about the size requirements. And it wasn't until I started packing that I realized, you know, 15 pounds just isn't a whole heck of a lot. And that's the big reason why I went with this big of a personal item. I'll do another video where I talk about this bag a little bit more. I do like this bag, but when you fully fill 10 liters into here, it starts to get a little heavy to just have as like your everyday carry sling on one shoulder. I definitely wouldn't go over 10 liters with a sling. But overall, the combination does work pretty well. You know, if I get into a port on an island and rent a scooter, backpack on my back, sling on the front, it's fine to drive. Fine to drive a scooter with. But I think I'd maybe try to downsize that a little bit too. And I'll talk about that one later in a video. But if I could downsize my backpack a little bit, downsize that a little bit, I just think it'd be more comfortable overall traveling. And I'm pretty good at packing light and traveling light, so I don't think that's an issue. But would I sell this bag? Am I going to get rid of it? No, I'm definitely going to keep it, because if I travel with any airline where I'm not restricted 15 pounds, I would like to have the extra space. So this is a good carry-on backpack, and I like all the features. You know, I think I'd like a little bit smaller backpack for international travel where I'm heavily weight restricted. Oh, one more thing that I need to get into. I was talking about how all the pockets are nice, but there are drawbacks. So one thing about Pacsafe, you know, say I go out to one of the touristy waterfalls and I want to strap this thing to a tree so nobody steals it because I want to go jump in the water. It's just a lot of compartments to have to lock. If you want to lock your dirty clothes, that's one padlock. If you want to lock your main compartment, that's another padlock. If you want to lock this pocket that probably has your passport, wallet, anything you want to put in the RFID, that's another lock, so that's 3. If you brought your laptop with you, that's another one, that's 4. And then you've got to use a lock to strap it to a tree, that's 5. So to fully lock this backpack takes 5 locks. Now the one thing I like about the Vibe 325, you've got 1 lock on your strap, and then you've got 1 lock on both compartments. So this only takes 2 locks to lock, whereas this takes 5. And I don't really, like if you are walking around with a backpack and you've got 1 lock on it, I don't think it's like super noticeable, right? But if you're walking around with a backpack and you've got like 5 locks just locking every little compartment down, I feel like that's just like, what has that guy got in that backpack? It just kind of sends up little red flags, I feel like anyways. But now like your shoes and dirty clothes, do I put a lock on this? No. Do I take this out to the waterfall? No. This is basically to my hotel. It stays in the hotel, and then I use my personal item as my everyday carry bag. But you know, when I got to this island, I had to take a boat at 6 in the morning. I got here at 7. I couldn't check in until 2, so I was carrying both my bags around. Like I went to McDonald's and put my order in, sat down at a table, and then I had to go up and get my tray. Well, I did loop a strap through both of these and strap it to the table. Now I didn't put padlocks on it because I was only going to be gone from it for a minute. But you know, had a guy wanted to lock everything up, it just takes a lot of padlocks. And you'd be surprised, just I don't know how heavy these things are, but you'd be surprised how quick these add up in weight. If you've got like 5 of them with you, you're gonna get to half a pound pretty fast, just in those little things. So the Pacsafe Vibe 28 liter is a lock for the strap and a lock for the main compartment, because it just opens up. Your laptop, your shoes, your clothes, everything is in the big open compartment. And I just think that would be a little bit better for my traveling. There is one little zipper external pocket that does not lock. I don't know if I'd keep much in there except maybe some grab and go paperwork if I have like my boat ticket or something I wanted to slip into a pocket. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it, and what I would do different next time. I would pick a different bag. Yeah. If you have any questions, throw it down in the comments section. Until next time, have a good day.